Hi, my name's Mary Seaton, and this is my book, Tales from the Sandhills. I'd like to talk to you today about this book. It's about my life growing up in the Sandhills in the Great Australian Outback, and it's a book of short stories, and they all concern life in the Great Outback of Australia. I'd just like to read you a poem that I wrote for this book. Around the campfire burning low, that still gives off a warming glow, down on the ever-warming ground, the weary men sat all around. They pass some time at idle play that holds the loneliness at bay, and they tell tales of days gone by, while stars look gone in blackened sky. As bushmen dream in swags remote, the dingoes howl their eerie note, and God alone stands watch at night beside that campfire burning bright. There ain't no angels to lend a hand out there in no man's land. And that sums up the country that I grew up in and the country that I love. Now, I was born in Pemberton, West Australia, and my parents, when were travelling around a lot, chasing rabbits, because my dad was a rabbiter. He came home from the war, a hero, won the Victoria Cross 3 times, and that's how we came to be on the road a lot, because we were chasing rabbits. I was educated by correspondence. My mother was my teacher, and my father was the principal, of course, and she was a good teacher, my mum. And I started school in Queensland, and I went to my first real school in Victoria, and I finished primary school in South Australia, and I finished high school in New South Wales, and I got married in South Australia, and I had all my children there, and I've stayed there ever since. And I've done a lot of jobs, truck driving, barmaid, you name it. Sometimes you just got to make a quid, you know. And security guard, worked up on Olympic Dam Mine. That was the last job I had. I started writing when I was probably 43, 44. I'm 58 now. And the book is like a collection of stories about life growing up in the Sandhills, and it's all short stories. It's quite humorous in places, sad in places, but it's mostly a humorous look at life growing up out there. And we had mostly animals for playmates. We didn't very often see other kids or have other kids to play with, and I guess that's probably why I'm a bit of a loner. And we were raised in tents and caravans. Things were pretty hard out there in those days. And so I suppose it is me. This book is about me and my family and my friends. We did have some friends, animals, and World War II diggers mostly. And it was a great life. We loved it. And that's the book. And some of these stories have other people that I've I've always known and loved, and I just feel that I was lucky in growing up out there with those people and with those animals and in nature. We grew up in nature. We didn't grow up in a town, and yeah, it was very good. And the book is just how we we lived. That's how we lived. And people think it's boring if you grow up in the outback, but it's not boring. Life's pretty full on, and I didn't realise how how dangerous it was, and you never do, and that's the outback. For 1 minute, you can be okay, just going along as normal, and the next minute you can find yourself in big trouble, and that's the outback, and that's the sandhill country that I love. And my dad loved it, and my mum, and my siblings, and it's a good read. That's my book. That's the book of my life. I think we're going to laugh out of it. You may even get a shed a tear, but I guarantee it's not boring. That's one thing I can guarantee you, it's not boring. And that's my book. And thank you for listening to me rabbit on about it. But I'm proud of it. It's a good read. I've read it. And I'll read it. So get a copy and have a look. Thanks. And I'll see you again one day in the great outdoors. Bye.